Welcome to Channel 8 News.
Today we find out what could be lurking in red meat, and we'll also talk with a nurse about getting annual flu shots.
But before we get to that, let's get a first look at our weather with weatherwoman Ashlyn Turner.
Thanks, guys. Today is looking absolutely beautiful. Later on in the newscast, I'll have your 5-day forecast, so keep it here on Channel 8 News.
This is Channel 8 News, KKSU LP. For Manhattan and Riley County. From Kansas State University, this is Channel 8 News.
Welcome to Channel 8 News. I'm Natalie Otto.
And I'm Gretchen Kanan. The World Health Organization declares that consuming red meat or processed meat raises the risk of colon, stomach, and other types of cancer. The WHO's International Agency for Research on Cancer links a highly processed meat diet to approximately 34,000 deaths each year. The study does not suggest completely removing these meats from your diet, but recommends reducing the amount of processed and red meat. It notes that individuals who consume more than 50 grams of processed beef during a single day raises their chance of developing cancer by 18%, and consuming 100 grams of red meat per day raises the risk of cancer by 17%. These findings don't just affect consumers who enjoy eating hot dogs or steak, they also have significant implications for cattle ranchers and local businesses. Nice. According to the Kansas Beef Council, in January 2014, Kansas ranked third in the nation in regard to cattle population with 5.8 million cattle on ranches and in feed yards. The North American Meat Institute rejects the findings of the WHO study, claiming they're alarmist and not fully justified.
Everything needs to be taken in moderation, stuff like that, especially, eat too much of anything is bad for you, like too much of any fish. If you eat a certain vegetable like all day, every day, it's going to make you sick. Your body's not meant for that. So, as long as you keep everything in moderation, that's fine.
As Veterans Day approaches, K-State's Purple Mask Theater presents the drama American Tet by Lydia Strike. The action takes place in the spring of 2004 on the first anniversary of the Iraq War, focusing on the effects of war on a multi-generational military family. The play reflects on post-traumatic stress disorder, war injuries, and the psychological impact of combat stress on veterans and their families.
My goal is to promote community discussion, particularly with the treatment of our veterans who have experienced psychological injury during combat. So maybe they might not have any visible wounds, but whatever those mental wounds are, and attempting to reduce the stigma associated with that.
American Tet will be presented on Thursday, November 5th through Saturday the 7th at K-State's Purple Mask Theater in the West Memorial Stadium by the Alumni Center. The play contains mature themes and content.
The Clay Center Zoo has been a part of the community center since the 1940s.
Now the zoo has the possibility of being forced to shut down if the zoo cannot afford to implement improvements to the zoo's facilities. The zoo staff is reaching out to the community in hopes of keeping it around.
Code infractions have forced a beloved entertainment spot in Clay Center to temporarily close its gates.
USDA inspections, we've been cited multiple times for facility infractions, and a lot of those are fencing issues, but our facility is aging and we need to do something.
And if things aren't done soon, the Clay Center Zoo could be forced to close down for good.
We've come to the fork in the road where we had to make a decision. Either we need to build a new facility to alleviate a lot of our aging infrastructure here, or find homes for our animals and close the zoo.
The gates to the Clay Center Zoo are currently closed to the public, and now the zoo is asking the community to help get them open again and improve the home of the animals who live inside.
Right now we're at about 160,000, so we're a little short of where we wanted to be. So we're chipping away at it every day. We've got more funds coming in. We've got a lot of different projects going on right now, but we need the community support and help.
If funding is reached, the Clay Center Zoo will begin its renovations for a complete makeover of the zoo's facilities by next spring.
The first stage, what we're trying to raise $500,000 for right now would be phase 1, which is the main building. And we're very gracious. We've had a lot of people, whether they gave $50,000 or $5, it's all they could give, and we greatly appreciate that.
If you would like to help the Clay Center Zoo reach its $500,000 funding goal by December, you can visit the Save the Zoo page on Facebook.
Coming up, how can you lend a paw to some of our furry friends? The Riley County Humane Society has ideas, and we'll find out how.
And later, a couple of K-State alumni took a chance to build a successful business within their industry. Keep it here on Channel 8 News.
It was a routine grain elevator inspection until the explosions began. Until a blast tossed him more than 300 feet. Then it became the event that changed Kevin Saunders forever. The body of this K-State alum was broken, but his spirit, well, that spirit not only survived, it thrived. Against all odds, Saunders transformed himself into the world's greatest wheelchair athlete, one of America's premier motivational speakers, and the first Paralympian appointed to the President's Council on Physical Fitness, Sport, and Nutrition. Where there's a wildcat, there's a way. Wired magazine calls him the explainer. His students call him amazing. Over 20 million YouTube views show that Associate Anthropology Professor Michael Wesch is transforming higher education. Translated to more than 20 languages and counting, Professor Wesch's teachings still share one common voice: passion. And whether you're learning live or online, that passion is contagious. And that passion is one of the leading reasons Kansas State University is first among U.S. public research universities in producing U.S. Case Carnegie Professors of the Year. Where there's a wildcat, there's a way.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News.
It may not be winter just yet, but it is never too late to think about getting an annual flu shot. Channel 8 News reporter John Lofquist is in the studio with a local nurse to learn more about flu prevention this season.
Thanks, Natalie. With me today is Jean DeDonder, nurse at Lafine Health Center. Jean, thanks for being here.
Thanks.
Why is it so important to get a flu shot?
Well, it's very important to get a flu shot. We find that, again, flu vaccinations are most effective in healthy adults, which is most of the college population. The reason you need them on an annual basis is because usually your immune system can build up the immunity against the flu viruses for approximately 1 year. So that's why you need to have it every year.
So after that year it expires?
Well, more or less. As you know, influenza is a type of contagious respiratory illness, and it's different than a cold. So the flu, if people get the flu, it generally comes on suddenly, and it's characterized by a variety of symptoms like cough, stuffy head, runny nose, really feeling achy, and fever, although sometimes the fever won't always show. But the good news is if you get the vaccine, you prevent those problems so you don't miss classes or work and you don't infect others.
How effective is this year's vaccine?
Well, this Centers for Prevention, Control and Prevention and Disease, CDC, it really believes it's a very close match. Every year they do the research to come up with the main strains of viruses and then build the vaccine around that. So last year, people may remember, it wasn't such a great match as some of the viruses drifted or migrated. So they feel very comfortable that the strains that they've got in this year's flu vaccine are pretty much matching what the incidence is showing as far as vaccinations and flu.
I forgot my next question. What is the H1N1 virus, and is it any different than
Well, folks may remember that certain viruses have been around certain strains. So most of the vaccines are based upon at least a minimum of 2 A strain of viruses and 1 B strain. At Lafayette Health Center, we offer what we call the quadrivalent flu vaccine, which is not only the 2A, H1N1, H3N2, but also the 2B, most common B virus vaccines. So if students, faculty, and staff come to Lafayette Health Center to get their vaccination, then we have the best that you can get as far as quadrivalent vaccine. And the cost, people may want to know, the cost is $17 for student, $22 for those who are not students. Most of the time that will be submitted to your insurance company and it's covered on your insurance because it's the healthy thing to do.
Thank you, Nurse DeDonder, for joining us today. Natalie and Gretchen, have you gotten your flu shots yet?
Thanks, John. I got my shot last week to avoid getting sick this winter.
Good for you, Gretchen. Unfortunately, I haven't gotten mine yet, but definitely need to think about it soon.
The Big Brothers Big Sisters program supports relationships that provide one-to-one interactions between single-parent children and adult volunteers who are advisors and friends for the child. Channel 8's Kenya Mills takes a look at one of those relationships.
Seeing he'll just go sit up on that perch again.
Ashton Bartlett just welcomed 3 big brothers into his family.
Good work, dude.
She wants us to have a role model, and so if we have a big brother, that helps.
Ashton and his brothers were enrolled in the Big Brothers Big Sisters program of Riley County by their mother, a single mom.
She doesn't have to be as stressed about anything, and so we each have our own big brother, so it's just better.
Big Brothers Big Sisters is a nationwide program that partners at-risk children with volunteer mentors in the community. And right now, they're short of adult male volunteers.
Typically, we have a waiting list anywhere. Right now, it actually is running around 134 children. Of that waiting list, probably 75% are males. And that's because we just tend to have fewer volunteers come in that are male.
Gibbons have very long arms.
Michael, a physical therapist in Manhattan, is Ashton's new big brother. They go on outings together at least once a week.
It's fun to meet a new friend and meet someone that you probably wouldn't have met at any other time. And
help guide them and answer questions and expose them to things they may not have otherwise had the opportunity to do. So it's really opening doors for those children and helping them to succeed in life and to help build our communities to be stronger and better.
We have fun together, and so, or at least I think we have fun together.
Kenya Mills, Channel 8 News.
Big Brothers Big Sisters is constantly looking for volunteers. If you would like more information, visit riley.kansasbigs.org. And tune into MHK All Day immediately following Channel 8 News to learn more about volunteer opportunities in the area.
Speaking of nonprofit organizations, the Riley County Humane Society is one local organization that encourages community members to get involved by helping homeless animals in the area. By taking in animals from across the state who may have run out of time, this organization gives animals a second chance at finding a home. Riley County Humane Society is currently housing over 100 adoptable animals. But they don't have one address, they have several.
This is Ruby. She is our adoptable pet of the month, and she's 10 or 11. Don't know a whole lot about her backstory. She's good with people. She's wonderful with people. She's a very, very sweet dog.
Riley County Humane Society and community members across Manhattan are providing animals like Ruby a temporary home in the hopes of finding them a permanent one.
Well, it works because we have a really, really dedicated network of volunteers. It's kind of amazing. We have dog and cat and exotics coordinators that get lists, sometimes as much as every day, of animals that are in need of rescue, that are in shelters.
Volunteering can be a full-time gig, but for these volunteers, all of the hard work is worth it.
So we're looking mostly for animals that are otherwise adoptable, but would be euthanized for whatever reason. And the coordinators have a list of available fosters, and they just reach out to one person specifically and say, hey, we have this dog or this cat that, needs to be rescued. Can you help us out? So by fostering, you really are directly saving a specific animal's life. Good girl, Ruby. Good girl. I love that we're able to find homes for so many wonderful animals that otherwise wouldn't find a home.
Ruby seems like such a sweet dog. I really hope she gets adopted soon.
She really was the sweetest. I hope so too. If you're interested in adopting or fostering animals through the Riley County Humane Society, you can head to their website at www.rchsks.org to fill out an application.
Dogs and owners alike have been loving this unusually warm weather.
Up next, Ashlyn will be here to tell us if these temperatures will stick around. We'll be right back with Channel 8 News.
A Wildcat legacy from generation to generation.
Where my grandfather went to school.
Where my mother went to school.
It's a legacy scholarship program started by the K-State Alumni Association, specifically for the children and grandchildren of K-State alumni. When you buy a K-State license plate, you fund legacy scholarships.
Show your purple pride and be a part of the Wildcat legacy.
Kansas State University's PowerCat Financial Counseling presents SALT, a game-changing financial tool. It's simple, useful, and best of all, free for K-State students and alumni. SALT provides personal money coaches, help with student loans, and a wide range of career opportunities. Go online to kstate.edu/SALT and see what SALT is all about. Get money smart today.
K-State Student Radio brings every game to K-State fans on the Wildcat 91.9.
Klein's going to take a pitch out to the right. Hubert dices his way up and into the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field for Tyler Lockett. Catches it. 15-10, 5, touchdown, Kansas State.
For all of your K-State sports coverage, tune into the Wildcat 91.9.
Welcome back to Channel 8 News. Gretchen, I have to ask you, what does the fox say?
You know, I think it goes something like ring-a-ding-ding-ding. Could be wrong.
No, please no. I am not talking about the song. I am talking about Fox Innovations, or Fox Home Innovations, the local remodeling company.
Oh, well, I don't know what the fox says. Good thing Channel 8's Nicholas Patterson was on the job.
Fox Home Innovations reached the Big 5-0. No, not as an anniversary or age, but as a nationally recognized Big 50 remodeling company. More impressively, co-owners Chris Fox and Matt Carlson received this recognition with the 6-year-old company. The passionate pair exemplify how hard work and determination pay off.
It's very rewarding. You know, we were there trying to learn as much as we could from these people that were established and all the different resources that they had, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, how are you guys doing this? How are you turning a handyman job into a remodel?
They started their handyman jobs while still in college. The office was merely one small bedroom, like the one I'm standing in right now. But the true origins began right here at Kansas State University.
It's a learning process, right? I mean, we're at a university, it's an educational opportunity for students to learn, but you know, as you and I were talking earlier, it's a hands-on opportunity.
The hands-on experience became a full-time job for the college classmates. The company they created complements the strong relationship they have with one another.
But I think the most important thing that we have is each other and our business relationship, so that if I'm having a bad day and I get stressed out, I've got someone I can go to and someone I can really talk to and bounce ideas off of, and he has the same for me. So,
Fox and Carlson say they continuously work to expand the company, with the possibility of making it self-sufficient. But for now, they are happy how far the company has come in its short existence. This has been Nicholas Patterson, Channel 8 News.
Thanks, Nicholas. It's great to see former K-Staters not only making a local impact, but nationally as well. We'll keep an eye on them for what they can do in the future.
Oh, me too. And as the weather changes, it's that time of year to break out my stylish, cozy winter coat.
Oh yes, but not so fast, Natalie. Weatherwoman Ashlyn Turner is in the studio now to see if we really need those winter coats just yet.
It is a little too soon to be bringing out those winter coats. However, later on this week, you will need your umbrella. Let's go ahead and take a look at our national temps map. Up here in Pittsburgh, it is pretty nice, it's 68. Down here in Atlanta, it's 84. However, in Atlanta right now, it is pretty cloudy. Over here in Kansas City, I wore my royal blue, of course. We have a parade downtown right now in Kansas City. It is 73, so they are loving that weather, I'm sure. As you see earlier, I was outside and it is beautiful out. Down here in Houston, it is a little bit cloudy, 80 degrees, pretty warm, probably a little bit muggy, I'd say. Over here in Albuquerque, 77. Decently nice weather. And over here in San Francisco, 66 and 58. If you'll notice that it is cooler over here in the west, that's because we do have a pressure system, a low pressure system that will be moving eastward. With that pressure system, we will be seeing rain because that cool air pushing out that warmer air will give us some thunderstorms. In Kansas City, you can probably expect some thunderstorms around Thursday night. They will be rolling in probably Wednesday. Over here in the southeast, there will definitely be some rain. And in the past, there has been some thunderstorms going on there, so you'll see some thunderstorms in the southeast as well. Looking at our Kansas map, we do have great, beautiful weather today in the 70s, 72 over in Atchison, Kansas, 72 again here in Manhattan. A little lower in the Kansas area, we do have 73, and over further in the east, or the west, I will say, we have warmer weather. So now let's take a look at our 5-day forecast. Tomorrow you'll see a warm 76. That may be the warmest you'll see it for a while. 71 on Thursday with rain, 63, 59, and 61 on Sunday. You all have a great weekend, and we'll take it back to the anchors.
Thanks, Ashlyn. Up next, sports reporter Avery Osen gets us up to speed on those World Series Royals.
Keep it here on Channel 8 News.
K-State Student Radio brings every game to K-State fans on the Wildcat 91.9.
Klein's going to take a pitch out to the right. Hubert dices his way up and into the end zone for the Wildcat touchdown. Takes the snap. He's going to roll out. He's going to throw deep over the middle of the field for Tyler Lockett. Catches it. 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Kansas State.
For all of your K-State sports coverage, tune into the Wildcat 91.9.
What makes undergraduates stay in school, thrive, and graduate? K-State professor Greg Eislein knows. Classes that create a learning community. Professors who stir curiosity. Involve students in their own education. Motivate them to look at things in new and surprising ways. That's why he's Carnegie Case Kansas Professor of the Year. That's the Wildcat way.
Welcome back. You're watching Channel 8 News.
Gretchen, it seems like some things slow down, but sports always seems to have a lot going on.
I agree, Natalie. Sports reporter Avery Osen is here to give us an update on K-State sports and those boys in blue. Avery, what do you have for us this week?
Yeah, thanks, Gretchen. The beginning of a long stretch for the KSU volleyball team began Saturday night inside Ahern Fieldhouse when the Wildcats hosted the TCU Horned Frogs for their first of 4 straight home matches. Let's check out the highlights. First set, score tied at 23. That's Alyssa Schuliant. She gives the Cats a set point opportunity after that kill. Sophomore Brenna Vogel serving for the set. How about an ace to close it out? Team very excited there. Match point for the Wildcats, up 2-1. Vogel trying to end it. It gets deflected right to Brooke Sasson, who pokes it over for a Wildcats victory. KSU is now 14-8 overall and 6-4 in Big 12 play, which puts them in a tie for 4th with TCU in the conference. KSU will host Texas Tech next Saturday night at 7 p.m. inside Ahern Fieldhouse. It's November, which means it's basketball season, and for Kansas State, their season started this past Friday night at Bramlage Coliseum when they hosted Emporia State. Head coach Bruce Weber and the rest of the Wildcats ready to get this season underway after finishing 15-17 last season and losing in the first round of the Big 12 tournament to TCU. Lots of new faces for fans, including Willie to see. That's not a new face, though. That's Wesley Owundu hitting a 3. We'll see that a lot this year. Now a steal by Justin Edwards. He takes it the length of the court. A good give and go. He puts it in for two. Cats up by 26 at the half. Here's a new face. That's Ron Freeman with the steal. He'll dribble it the length of the court and give it to Brian Roletter for two. Wildcats win 80-42 and will have their final tune-up game Friday night when they host Fort Hays State at 7 p.m. October is a scary month. There's goblins, witches, and ghosts, but it was also a scary month for the K-State football team who saw Cowboys, Horned Frogs, Sooners, and Longhorns all take down the Wildcats, leaving them with a 3-4 record for the season. The Wildcats had this Saturday off. Head coach Bill Snyder says their young talent is still developing.
To be able to, identify the mistakes that we make and work diligently to get them done. As I've said so many times, if we have young guys that we're asking to do something that they can't do, then we need to change what we're doing. If we're doing things and making mistakes and they're capable of doing it, then it's up to us to get the mistakes corrected and make sure that the execution is correct.
Kansas State will host the Baylor Bears on national television this Thursday night at 6:30 p.m. on Fox Sports 1. 8 years ago, Kansas City Royals general manager Dayton Moore said Kansas City needs to start planning the route of the parade after the Royals win the World Series. That was in the middle of baseball heartbreak, year after year. Well, Dayton, today is the day your vision pays off. Here's how the Royals took the crown on Sunday night against the New York Mets. Citi Field, Mets trying to stay alive in Game 5. Matt Harvey says he's not coming out of the game in the 9th. So, Eric Hosmer takes advantage, hitting a double, scoring Lorenzo Cain. Later in the inning, ground ball to David Wright, hit by Salvador Perez. Eric Hosmer coming home and out, ends the game. Hosmer safe. He ties the game at 2. We fast forward to the 12th. Christian Colon, base hit, scoring Gerard Dyson. First of 5 in the inning for KC, 2 outs. The waiter, check please. Royals are your 2015 World Series champions. They become the first team in MLB history to have 7 comeback wins in a single postseason. And as we speak, the Kansas City Royals are marching through downtown KC holding a World Series trophy. Natalie, the Royals begin next season at home against none other than the New York Mets. Back to you.
Thanks, Avery. Keep it here on Channel 8 News.
Around here, school pride isn't just some slogan on a t-shirt. It's the spirit that comes from understanding we are stronger when we're together. That's the essence of K-State Proud, a nationally recognized student-led fundraising campaign. In just 6 years, K-State Proud has helped raise more than $500,000 to help students who need it most and appreciate it best. Think of it as Philanthropy 101. K-State Proud. It's just one more way the Kansas State family treats one another, well, like family. Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way. Class, study. Class, eat. Play, play, play. Study. Class, chill. Class, eat, study, play, study. Sometimes it seems there just aren't enough hours in the day at our 3 campuses, so you have to make every minute count, especially those precious first few. That's why Kansas State alum Herbert Diamond invented the snooze alarm, a dorm room fixture. Because even when you can't wait to get started, sometimes it's nice to wait to get started.
Thanks for watching.
Where there's a Wildcat, there's a way.
Thanks for watching Channel 8 News. Have a great week.